Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 14th of October 2022. After last weekend's amazing Flurryfest, big thank you to everybody who joined us either in the live shows or you've watched it as a catch-up. You've purchased some items obviously from myself at Flory Models, perhaps off of the PM store, or obviously after our friends over at High Altitude Hobbies and Serious Models in Greece, because I know we had lots of sales throughout the entire lot. The time absolutely flew by. To be honest, we did 6 live shows over the 3 days and had a great time, including quiz night on Saturday night with a few drinks and a lot of laughs and incredible questions by Nathan. It just proves how thick I really am at the end of the day. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. As I say, time flew by. It just went so quick. I know I was a little bit by the end of it, as always, but it was one of those really fun weekends all the way through. Obviously, it was born out the back of COVID. A few years ago, you might know, obviously with COVID, all the model shows were shut, and normally our big one of the year and the big get together with everything's obviously Telford for the Nationals. But unfortunately, with the demise of that over COVID period, we decided to do Flurryfest. And to be honest, it is that successful that we really can't financially make it viable to do Telford, the big show. So that's why we sort of do that one now, you know, with the cost of obviously the stand, which runs into thousands, and then obviously with hotel accommodation, food, fuel, van hire, things like that, you know, to actually do a show like that isn't really viable. So from us to do the next best thing and doing our little version of it we call Flurryfest is absolutely amazing, and it's a lot easier on me, healthy. I can still speak days afterwards, which normally I get ill and can't speak after doing Telford. So from my point of view, it's absolutely great as well. And it's nice that we can be sort of, you know, chatting as well. So we have open chat as well on YouTube. Obviously, we've got the members chat areas up and we can have the old banter, and it feels like we've all got together again, which is really nice. So anyway, big thank you to that. Don't forget, if you haven't seen them, you can go off and catch up with them. You can either click onto our shows down in here. So we've got like the Saturday morning ones that's open to the public. You can watch them all live down in here. Just click the player, all right, with all of those ones. So they are all down in here, and there's our quiz night one, and then obviously the Sunday show. So you've got the Saturday shows, quiz night, the other one. The other one down in here was a members show as well on the Friday, but we've got all of those to catch up. Also, don't forget, you can go over to our social media. You can go over to our YouTube page, and they are all up here at the top on the free to watch videos, and also the live sections and the various bits and pieces down here at the bottom if you want to see any of those ones. So you can pop over to our YouTube page, obviously on Facebook, Instagram, and all the usual places like that. So yeah, fantastic. Okay, so it all started on obviously Tuesday, because Monday we were doing all the orders. So I was catching up with all of those and catching up with emails and bits and pieces. So Tuesday we were back at it, and we had part 8 of the actual Skyraider build was up. So this is the Trumpeter 32nd kit. So really in this part, we're talking about doing obviously all the decaling, getting those down, getting the shark mouth in, getting it to conform around the front because of the curve, and then going through with setting solutions as well to make them bed down properly, and using a couple of little techniques like using a riveting wheel very lightly, just enough to pierce the actual carrier film but not actually the surface of the paint, so we could get the setting solutions to really get in there and bed down and get them all put in nicely. We also scratch built a tail light system up on the back, because obviously the actual one in the kit doesn't have one, so it's a bit of a must for that. Then we gone pretty old school. So again, this particular build, I've done a lot of old school techniques that I haven't done in a long time, to be honest with you. So what we've decided to do is go back in time as well to old-fashioned flat varnish. So this is extra acrylics. Now the last time I used this was probably about 10 years ago. So yeah, anyway, a damn good mix-up. We had it on the old blitzer to get this thing woken up and reactivated again. And to be honest, it sprayed absolutely flawlessly right the way through. It buried those decals down, getting them nicely snugged down into the surface and protected. And then a nice flat coat right the way over absolutely everything, as you can see, just to protect everything with the decals, but also to give us a surface so we can heavily weather onto it. So we're going to be going straight over a flat finish with the washes later on to get them bedded down. So that needed a couple of days really to dry off and make sure it was good. Same time, we did all the painting and the decaling and all the bits and pieces to all the weapons. We got the prop for the spinner all sorted out. We got those all in place, and again, those all had a flat coat on top to nail all those down. So anyway, that was up with you on Tuesday. Keep saying Monday, but that's Tuesday's report up on there. Then obviously we had the live show was on last night as well. So that was the guys on here, as you can see, and Let me just mute it. There we go. So yes, that's me putting my earpiece in because I was very, very late. Anyway, usual chat and things. Again, for members, if you haven't seen it and you're wondering about pre-orders, don't forget we've got pre-orders up there and stuff that's already come in stock completely off the blue. So for instance, we've got the Hobby Boss A10s came in. I'll get a review of that done next week, and a couple of other bits we'll talk about at the end of the show. But also we've got a lot of pre-orders that have been thrown at us as well for a lot of the Hasegawa stuff. So we've got a big restock of Hasegawa come in. So we got pre-orders up on that one. So that you got a little bit of time before we do that. But also if you are interested in the Meng Phantom, the F4G, the Wild Weasel version, we've got a pre-order up on that one because we're expecting that one in next week as well. So we did all the questions from PM that we normally do on the actual Wednesday show, and then obviously we did all the questions as well from our standard Thursday night show. It's only the three of us because, to be honest, John is off on holiday in Cornwall this week, and Nathan had something prior engaged as well. All right, so the team will be back on a little bit later. So anyway, it was just us three last night answering all your questions to make our way through. That gets us bang up to date today with part 9. So part 9 really on the Skyraider is covering all the chipping work and getting the washes on there and things like that. So usual thing, we're starting our first stage of the weathering, if you like. So we're going to be using everything on this one, but to get it all in order, first of all we need to do the chipping. So I'm doing the good old-fashioned sponge technique with this one, and also we're coming in freehand as well with a really sharp paintbrush, and we're actually putting in the details like this. And as you can see, she looks very heavily shiny in there, but this is because it's first part of the weathering process and everything will gather over the top of it. So that's why we did it that way. So once that's in and dried and gone through and we're happy with all the chipping work that we've done, we then get on with all the wash. So usual thing, dark dirt wash straight over a flat coat. That gives us a really nice sort of grimy, weathered in paint effect right the way through, which again, oils and stuff absolutely love to work with. So that was that one done. As you can see down in there already, the sort of the metalling effects starting to wear down a little bit because it's being filled up by the clay wash. And you can see the texture down in there in the paint as well. So when you're taking it off, we're leaving a lot of this grime behind because that's exactly how we want it. So I show about taking off clay wash off of a flat coat, bits and pieces to give you that truly horrible grimy look to it that we absolutely love. All right, and then that brings you bang up to date to what we've got just down in here. So as you can see, this has gone on a little bit more. Next part of this one will be up with you on Monday. So we actually use an oil filter right the way over the entire thing. So as you can see, just pop that off. You can see we've moved in. We've got some really heavy weathering onto this one now. So what we're going to do next, what you'll get on Monday, is we use a filter wash right the way over this one. So this is done with oils, and we sort of let it dry, and then we sort of mess around with it and play with it. And then it's the normal thing of going through all the motions. So again, it has more weathering done underneath. So we come in with some black streaking, some basically highlights and lowlights onto it as well using the oils, and then gives us a very nice chipped up, worn down, hopefully you agree, really nice looking aircraft. So she's ready to go. We've also got on with lots of other bits down in here. So we just finished weathering up the weapons. So those ones are done and ready to go as well. So next up for this will be a case of unmasking it. Well, put another flat coat onto this one, then we're going to unmask it, and then we're ready for final assembly. And again, I've got the option, which is a nice one with this kit, so we can do it folded wings and wings down as well, so locked. So that's actually quite a nice touch. Thoroughly enjoying it. It's absolutely fantastic kit, and to be honest with you, I am loving going heavy weathering. As you might know, I normally don't do heavy weathering. If you look at my other ones around here, I tend to do that thing of used but not abused. This is one of those ones where actually I don't mind doing the abused look, because let's face it, it was a workhorse. It was low level. It was in amongst the weeds and things like that. So you can really get in there with your chipping techniques and your weathering and stuff like that. And then hopefully we'll end up with something really nice at the end of it. So anyway, that'll be up with you part 10, which will be up with you on Monday for that particular one. And that is about it. So over with PM this week, a couple of new things have popped in since we spoke last time. So we've got the Hasegawa AH64D Apache Longbow 48 scale, which is an absolutely fantastic kit. So if you want to get that one, you can do just down there. Another really nice kit that I did a while ago now is the actual Osprey. So there's again 72nd scale MV22 Osprey. beautiful little kit. The new one from Kinetic, which I think is in the UAE markings, block 60, again 48 scale. Nice touch with this kit is obviously you can do it as a single seat or the 2-seat by the looks of that one as well. And a couple of new bits as well down in here. Got Kinetic. This is an old release, been released again for the Raw Maces 48 scale F18C. Mobius kits, we've got a Jacqueline Hyde 1/8 scale figure, that is just in. And these two gorgeous little Bulldog T1s as well. So we got some very nice ones. These are new tool kits as well. So from KP, 72nd scale, really nice, but hopefully they'll be absolutely gems of a kit. Hopefully I'll get one of those in and we'll do a review of that as well. Again, because obviously we're coming in off the back of the show, there isn't too much been happening around the PM store. They're just busy getting things out as usual on that particular one. Don't forget, we did have a couple of things come in. Obviously, we've got those A10Cs, the new Hobby Boss kit that came in, which is like 36 quid. 36 quid for a 148 scale aircraft in 2022. Who would have thought it? So my tip, my hat to Hobby Boss, and not doing the usual like a lot of other companies will do. Well, it's a Reebox with a new sprue, but we'll charge you as if it's a new tool kit and call it 80 quid. So, but anyway, that's enough of my picks with that one. But yes, so you've got all of those ones down in there. If you want to catch up with those over on the PM store, you can do. And that is about it for this week. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work for the gallery. So until next week, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.
My heart grows heavy